Welcome to the Heidi Thorne Show. I'm your host, Heidi Thorne, and in this podcast I share my real-world self-publishing and small business experience with you. Before we get started, I just want to remind you to like, comment, share, follow, and subscribe. Now let's get on with today's show. An author sent me a question about doing book readings or videos about her upcoming book prior to publishing, and she wanted to do that to help build her author platform or fan base. But her concern went beyond the usual author worries that someone's going to steal their book idea. Later in our messaging, I learned her concern was more about protecting the work since she really wanted to get a traditional book deal with a publisher. And sharing those excerpts publicly would make it a no-go for the publisher. There's a lot to unpack here, but I'm sure other authors have similar concerns about protecting their work and marketing their work prior to publication to build their fan base. Let's dig into what that all means. I was very encouraged that this author had the forethought to consider the legalities and book deal potential before doing any marketing or publishing, and her concerns were valid. Traditional publishers want what are called first rights to book manuscripts they buy. If you self-publish your book, you have the first rights to your book. It gets very messy from a legal standpoint. Only a self-published work that has high sales and future potential would be worth a publisher's investment in sorting out and negotiating the legalities, rights, and royalties. That's why you'll see many authors try to get a book deal with a traditional publisher first. Then when that fails, as it often does, the authors turn to self-publishing. If you even have the slightest interest in getting a book deal with a traditional publisher, pursue that first before deciding on self-publishing. If people can access your book or a significant portion of it online for free or really cheap everywhere already, why would a publisher want to pay for it? If you land a book deal, the publisher may also have some rules and expectations about how you promote your book. Authors who aren't yet published often feel they cannot gain fans unless they have a book. At the center of this problem is that authors don't feel they are real authors until they have a book published. The reality is that you're an author the minute you start writing. Yes, there's a difference between a published and unpublished author, but with either status, you're an author. The problem with the "I'm not an author until I'm published" mindset is that authors don't start sharing their writing and building fans until after the book is published. Notice that I said sharing their writing, not sharing their books. Then they'll cry that prospective publishers aren't interested because they have no author platform. Or if they self-publish, they panic at book launch and wonder why there aren't any buyers and spend a lot of time and money on their book launch marketing. Authors sometimes get delusional about their first, and maybe last, grand opus of a book. All their writing is for this masterpiece book. The publishing world has been completely upended by the likes of Kindle Direct Publishing and social media. Now, authors who want to get a book deal with a traditional publisher often have to show that they have a platform or audience for their work and sometimes a track record of sales for other books than the one they're pitching. Authors need to be building an audience for themselves as authors, not for their books. You're a writer, right? Are you telling me that you only have the capability to do one book in your entire writing life? Can you write some shorter books, blog, publish on sites like Wattpad, or even publish some serial fiction on Kindle Vella? You need to start developing potential fans and book buyers regardless of whether you actually get a book deal or you eventually just self-publish. Always read the terms of service for any fiction or book sharing platform to make sure you can republish it elsewhere someday and how to go about that, as well as how to make sure that your content complies with guidelines for your genre. Copyright laws in the United States do not protect ideas. They only protect the expression of ideas in a fixed form, either physical or electronic. Imagine a world where mere ideas and thoughts were copyrighted. With current technologies, it would be impossible to get inside of everyone's head to see if they have the same or similar idea. And whose brain should be investigated? Everyone's? What if someone says you stole their idea out of their brain? Newsflash, your book idea isn't that original. Author Christopher Booker, in his 2004 book, The 7 Basic Plots, says that there are 7 basic plots when it comes to stories. The characters, settings, and details you add to those plots are what make it original. For nonfiction, it's very rare that yours will be the only book on any particular topic. Need proof for either fiction or nonfiction? Go to the books product category on Amazon and type in your genre or topic. I'm willing to bet that that is a non-zero number of results. Yet you'll come across authors who panic that someone will steal their unpublished book idea. Even if someone thinks the same idea, or actually learns of your idea because you shared it somewhere, it doesn't mean that they'll expend the effort and expense to turn it into something that can be sold or shared. I hope you found that helpful, and if you did, please rate, review, and subscribe to The Heidi Thorne Show on whatever podcast app you like to use. I'm on all the major ones, including Apple Podcast and Spotify. If you like the YouTube video better, you just have to subscribe to my Heidi Thorne YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell so you get an alert when a new video is up. I would appreciate it if you would share either the audio or the video with your friends on social media. My self-published books are available on Amazon, Audible, and Apple Books. All you have to do is go to one of those sites, type in my name, Heidi Thorne, and my author page will come up with a list of all available titles. If you want to connect with me, my website is HeidiThorne.com. Thank you so much for listening and for your support. I'll look forward to talking with you again in the next episode, and in the meantime, have a great day.